Okay, here we go. Round 2 today. And this is an easy one. Cold slate. I just threw the sandstone in the truck, giving it a good spin. About 40 to 50 extra spins on that to get that color thoroughly mixed. Plugging it right up the traction mats into the patio. Hey, a couple of viewers are asking me, like, what tools do we need? So, some must tools to have, and it may take a little while to get them. It took me 40 years. But to do this kind of work that we do, to come in and protect the property, traction mats, I feel are a must these days. If you don't have these, if you're not trying to protect the properties of these homeowners, then be prepared. I think you're going to have to put in your bid to touch up landscaping. The days of leaving it in a mess, I think, are gone, at least around here. Mini excavator helped pull this back real easy. A skid loader. You saw how we just ripped that deck out in minutes. Step liner. We're about 8 inches higher than the grass on this side, so step liner down. Now it looks nice and it's okay to be out of the ground. In fact, a lot of people prefer that elevated patio look these days.
Looks like you were going to.
So, a couple things that we've accumulated over the years that customers look at, and I feel hire us over somebody else who doesn't have it. And of course, all your regular finishing tools, bull flow, I mean, all of that's, you got to have that regardless. So I just want to touch on those couple things, and of course, our power buggies make it very doable. Otherwise, Jim would have to wheel this concrete up this hill. Canyon Con. I wish they'd come up with a different name. I don't really like that name. Let's call it the Hoss Buggy. Okay, enough chit chat. Let's get busy. Okay, concrete is setting up kind of slow. I thought it was going to go a little bit quicker in this full sun. In the shade back there, we're real soft. Out here, not quite ready to get on, but we're just taking a minute, texturing our border. Now Jim's going to follow it up with a heavy stone. Let me see the face of that, show the audience. A little bit deeper veining, not through the whole patio, just the border. Need another spray?
Yeah, it's dry.
Okay, it's drying fast.
All right.
Okay, I'll put you on time lapse. We'll get this done. Couple steps left here, peeling this liner off. There's our broken stone look. Voila. Doesn't that look nice? A little grade up to the bottom plus a little. Oh, what happened there? It got behind it. No problem. Peel that right away. One more to go. That easy. I talk about this quite often. Take them off when they're wet. All you got to do is rub this together, and you and I are the only ones that'll know there'll be a seam there. Voila. Okay. Okay, alright, finish rolling this. Okay, Steve was just going around the edge with the mini. Not the best stuff to work with, but we'd leave it pretty nice. Now the homeowner can take it from there We're only going down the street. Rain due at 6 o'clock. That's 3 hours away. So we're going to be down there for a little bit. We can run back and cover this with plastic if we need to. All right, I just wanted to show you this before I bugged out. Clean it up for them. Tomorrow, saw cuts and color. Thursday, sealer, all done. Okay. Hey, Denny. Yeah, can we get 10 yards of 1B stamp? Nope, nothing with it. Okay, thanks. See you in a little bit. Okay, you guessed it. One more patio. Worked late yesterday and got this one ready. We had a terrible storm come through here last night. All over the radar. Big blobs of red. So it was a little bit wet this morning. It's always hectic. There's my coffee from this morning. So we just got done getting stone in. We had it partially formed last night. Let me bring you up to speed before chaos starts with the mixer here. As I get this off of the road so nobody trips on it. So right up our traction mats. And I want to show you this when we're done, how nice we leave the yards. These mats are a game changer. You could try plywood, but that's expensive these days and it only lasts a couple times. So here's the patio. Nice big patio. 14 feet out from the house, 38 feet long. Talking to the homeowner last night, you know what a difference just another 4-foot little bump out on this end makes. Now we created like a little sitting area over here. One step going into the house, curved corners with our broken stone. That's our high side, so we put liner on that. Now the hillside doesn't have to come all the way up to the top. And it won't. And it'll look nice sticking out of the ground. Got a pile of chairs. What else can we talk about? Haven't talked about this for a while. So you can see about every 3 feet we drill and pin it into the house. Now you can notice how low they are in the concrete. Our concrete's going to set on those, not necessarily wrap around it. So it won't be able to sink. If the concrete needs to heave a little bit in the wintertime with freezing and thawing, freezing of the ground, it needs to heave about, well, I've seen them go a lot, but typically, you know, 1/4 to a 1/2 inch. If we don't allow that to move, we're going to get a crack. And the crack will happen about 5 feet off of this wall. So tomorrow over 14, I'll have a cut going down the center. And then we'll chop it up this way to about in the neighborhood of 7 footers, which works out good. It's 35 feet long. So these will be 7 by 7s. Jim's doing about a 3-foot spacing on those. Looks like one more. And then a 10-footer for around that corner. We'll get those all tied up and put these buggies to work. Picked up our new SDS cordless hammer drills yesterday. They drill twice as fast as a regular hammer drill. Okay, enough chit chat for right now. Concrete's ordered and it'll be here in about an hour. Perimeter up on chairs. Y'all know the drill. Y'all. Do I say that very often? I don't know where that one came from. Quite often, wire tie to a screw. Oh, here's something. Have I ever talked about this? I cut these blocks to hold me at a perfect 90-degree angle. Nothing can push. Makes it real easy for setup. You just build it to your proper length, put it up on one side, you know the other side's good. A screw in the front. That's why I cut them on a 45. Now I can get a screw there and get it pulled out. That's a pro tip there, as Tim would say. First buggy. I'll have to put the camera down and start shoveling, but we'll get one in here. Alright, I'll see you guys over here. Talk to you in a couple minutes. 10 yards should do this. We have stuff laying everywhere. That's all the topsoil I dug out of here. We got it down to solid ground, built it up with our limestone, tamped it, and there you go. Okay, 10 yards. They're getting us just a quarter buggy full. We like to slow it down here at the end. I don't want a buggy left over full of concrete and then we have to get rid of it. So he's washing up in one, and I think he has, EJ's bringing his up right now. So we'll see if he has enough. I'm sorry, he's the wash up buggy. Tom's scraping a little bit more concrete. So we'll get him up here and see. So how do we keep our buggies so clean? Well, we have to wash up the mixers in here. On these projects, we got no place to clean up. So we squirt the mixer up, clean them in here, then we just wash it all into the tub, and you saw it back there. Constant battle. We do have a hose going in the front yard over here, but with just little stuff like this, then we can straighten that up when we're done. Let's go see what kind of mess we're making over here. That way we get little messes all around the property rather than one big mess. What's better, one big mess? But as you can see, you won't even know it's there. Okay, drink of water time. Okay, we're just leaving our pouring tools out. This stuff just piles up. It seems like every single tool in the truck is out when we get to this stage of the game. So they're straightening up. Concrete's still real soft, and I like doing this when it's soft out. You can see this puts a border look to the concrete. Radius edger goes behind our step liner. You can see how you want to do this when the concrete's nice and pliable. Nice straight line. If this form wasn't straight, you can pull a string and snap a line and do a straight edge and a hand joiner. If you want to try this, make sure you have a seasoned person running the edger, not a beginner edgerer. Because once you get these borders crooked, they're kind of hard to straighten out. I want to get into this bend and I'll show you how much nicer this is. Get around the corner. There I am, out of the mud, straight part's done, into the radius. Light pressure against the form. Tilting it up in the direction you're going. Up, up. Instant border. Okay, Ryan the cameraman on footage. On the camera.
You gotta get a nice close up so you see how nice that's opening up.
flat as you can. Nice long motions.
What's the bonus for doing it this way? Is it more for looks or does it help regulate the crack?
I think it's all aesthetics.
Okay.
You know, I think it looks sharp. And then finished product, this border is tied into the main body, so you're not going to get any separation.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes we would pour these separate and we go back and look at them 2 or 3 years later. There's a 1/4 inch gap, 1/2 inch gap.
What a pain in the butt that would
8
be.
inch gap.
That'd be a pain in the butt though, because you got to pour
12
twice.
inch gap. What's that?
You got to pour twice, right? If you do the border
Yeah.
first,
Mhm.
yeah.
Saves time and money.
Right. You got that down, efficiency.
Okay, just got the step stripped and finished. All this is cleaned up. Next step, we'll let this tighten up a little bit. We'll hit it with our wheels. And then we're gonna go over top of that with our heavy stone stamp. This is one of my favorite patterns. I think it looks really sharp, especially after we saw cut it into squares and rectangles. All right, a little bit of cleanup. Take a break. Hitting those step liners. It's nice when we can get a garden hose going. These will clean up real nice and use them time and time again. I did a video, we make those. I did a couple videos on how to do that, and you save about 50%. At first I didn't think you'd save a lot of money, and then I did the math and how much material costs, and it ended up saving quite a bit, so it was worth doing. One of those neat little winter things. So that's the heavy stone texture. Making our way down. Texture on the mat. And a lighter texture on the border. We started out just tiptoeing around, tapping it in. Now we're using tampers. A light tamp at the end, accepting it real nice. Voila. Okay, forms will be coming off shortly. Exit, hold on, why don't you exit off the 3?
Okay.
Yeah, but it was like exactly what you were doing.
And last pattern.
Well, there's a bunch of them in the wheelbarrow.
Roof?
So once the concrete gets tighter, it's hard to get that vein in. You have to pay attention to that. Like Tom just checked it, make sure it's all the way in. If not, tamp it. There we go. All right, a little bit of dirt work. We'll clean up here tomorrow. Saw cutting and coloring. Color combination: harvest wheat and storm gray. So stay tuned, you'll see that all coming together. Okay, just finished up some dirt work. We don't leave it perfect, but now the homeowners can take it, or they can get a landscaper to come in and fine tune this and some grass seed. I think it looks pretty good for the amount of work we did in here. Here's where that big pile of dirt was. We took one load out and I just fluffed everything else around. And I think we did pretty good on this side here. Now they can get a lawnmower right up to it, or they could turn that into a planting bed. Either one I think would look nice. There's the yard after we're all done. TrakMats really do their job. Okay, you guessed it, one more project.